And hello, everybody. We're live today from... Where are you at?
I'm in Florida Keys.
And from Germany. So I'm Nika.
I'm Maria.
And we're both the founders of In Mocean. And we see we have a lot of people here, or some people joining us here today. We have Tuti Lee from the Rio Dulce in Guatemala. Beautiful place. We love that one. And Larry from Pittsburgh. Hello.
Thomas again from Oregon. Hey, Thomas, thanks for coming back. I see Manuel is from Sicily, did you say? Oh, wow, that's a ways.
Yeah, and Colin from Panama. And then we have Larry, another Larry from the USA. Hello, welcome. And Kathy from North Carolina. And then we have Steve from Colorado. And Mark from Holland. Man, that's lots of people from very different parts of the world. Welcome, everybody. We had some little technical issues. That's why we were a couple of minutes late. We were trying to stream to YouTube at the same time, but that doesn't seem to be working so well. So we have to dive into that in a minute. We're not alone today again. We have some special guests today that are going to join us, and we're going to call them up on stage real quick so they can say hello to you as well. We have today with us Tanya from COPROT, our project partner in Costa Rica. We set up a recycling workspace with them with them together in Costa Rica in June this year.
Hello.
Hey, Tanya. Your weather looks very nice.
Oh, can't complain. It is a beautiful day here.
You're in the middle of the jungle, right?
Yes, we are. Yep.
Beautiful. It looks like your internet is working quite all right. And then we have Manuel from Sicily today.
Hello. Not quite as warm here.
And a little later as well, I suppose.
Yeah.
And you're tuning in from a sailboat, correct?
Yes, we are on Independence down here. So our small research sailboats that we're using in the Mediterranean.
Nice. And then last but not least, we have with us today Colin in Panama. So we have a very international around here today. We have the USA, we have Sicily, we have Panama and Costa Rica and Germany joining all together, and lots of people here from, we have our friend Paul from El Salvador joining us. Hey, Paul, he's a big In Mocean helper as well. He's been working with us a lot in Panama, doing lots of workshops, recycling workshops. Who else do we have? Soki from North Carolina. And then I think we've lost maybe Colin. All righty. So Linus Jackson, from She Rules the Waves. Linus Jackson has today sent us a little video with a glimpse of hope, actually. He wanted to support our event with a beach cleanup in the south of Sweden. And he actually only found one piece of trash in 1 hour. So that's a glimpse of hope, I would say. There we go. Oh, there's Carlos. Finally. For all technical issues that we've had for a minute. And we're still waiting for Colin to join us. Reprompt. Okay, I'm going to rewrite it. Maybe you guys can, Maria, maybe you can chat for a little bit. I'm going to check on the YouTube here for a second. See if why this is not working. I'm trying to get... Can't hear Maria anymore. Can anybody hear Maria, or is it just me that can't hear Maria?
We can't hear her.
Okay, this is starting off great. Well, we'll give Colin some time maybe, and maybe we'll just start with our little introduction. all of these beautiful people that you've seen, and plus Colin and plus Carlos that you haven't seen yet, they will be joining our talk today, one after the other. And yeah, we'll be starting with a little intro, and then we'll have an interview with Tanya from COPROT. And then Colin will pop in and show us his marvelous beach cleanup that he did today in Panama. And then we'll go back to COPROT about a bit of ocean plastic recycling in the jungle. And then Manuel will come and join us and tell us about his awesome PET recycling machine that can make 3D filament. So make sure you stay tuned until the end. There's lots of exciting people here today that are going to share some beautiful stories with us. I see we lost Maria now as well. There she is, back on.
That's right.
Okay.
No.
So Manuel and Tanya, I'm gonna move you to the side for a little bit, and then we'll call Tanya back in a little minute. For those of you who are new to Crowdcast, there is a little ask a question section on about. Oh, there's Colin. Hello. So this is Colin joining us from Panama today.
How's it going, everyone? Happy to be here.
Great. Okay, we're just gonna do the little introduction. As we said, it seems that we're having a bit of bouncing in and out with Maria here and everyone else, but yeah, internet in those parts of the world isn't always the status. All right, we'll see you in a minute, Colin.
All right, see ya.
I don't know. Did I fix it yet?
Yes, you did.
Hey, just in time.
All right. So there's a little ask a question section. So if you do have any questions about In Motion or about COPROT, about Colin from Parlay Revival, or from Manuel from Project Manaya, then yeah, please put them in the ask a question section. And then you can also vote for the questions. So those questions with the more votes will move up to the top. And yeah, we'll prioritize those with the most votes. And if your question is towards a particular person, then make sure you put the @ so we know who your question is directed to. Okay. So
where are we at?
I'm going to pop up some slides here just for a little intro. Yeah, for those of you who don't know us, we're Maria and Nika from In Motion. And we both are sailors and live on sailboats. On this picture, you see both of our boats. Maria, maybe you want to say a little something about your beauty here?
Sure. Joanna is a hair shock design. She's a steel boat. She's 75 feet overall, and I've now lived on her for about 16 years. And basically just traveling around, enjoying life, and also doing charters off and on, and now working with In Motion.
Yeah, and my boat is the little smaller one on the side. My boat is a male name. It's called Carl. It's a little unusual. And I've been living on Carl since now. He's a Rica Super 10, so more or less half the size of Joanna, and he's made from aluminum. And yeah, I've been working as a video vlogger for the past 8 years, and now Maria and I are in the middle of founding a not-for-profit organization with In Motion. So yeah, what does In Motion do? We work with ocean plastic recycling machines, and these are the ones that we built and use on our sailboat for the last 2 years. Well, on Maria's sailboat, because she has the larger one, and she also has the big power. How much does your generator produce?
She's got 6 kW, so she can put it out. Sometimes I feel like we need more, but you know.
Yeah, but you see, not every sailboat can have 6 kilowatts of juice available. Yeah. And we noticed that the machines that we were working with and turning ocean plastic into new products were a little bit bulky, heavy. Like this shredder that you see here weighs like 60 kilos. Okay. And yeah, Maria and I carry that together, and like, yeah, sort of injury-ish.
Very difficult. Up and down ladders and things. It's not so easy.
Yeah, and so we decided that those machines were actually better off on land, and that we wanted to donate them to a project that is situated somewhere in a remote coastal area that already is possibly looking for an opportunity to recycle some collected trash. And yeah, one of our friends Jason, who lives in Golfito or in Puerto Jimenez in Costa Rica, he recommended to us a project in Costa Rica on the Osa Peninsula, COPROT. COPROT is working in turtle conservation. But he said that they're already doing a lot of work also in collecting trash from the beach, and that they would probably be a very good fit for donating our machines. So Maria and I took up anchor, and we buddy boated from Panama to Costa Rica. Took us what, I think 4 days or something?
4 days, yeah. It's been beautiful weather. It was great.
Yeah, actually a lot of sailing, which is unusual in that time frame. And there's usually a very confused
9.5 knots.
Yeah, true. Punta Mala, we were cruising 9.5 knots. It was a bit scary at night. My hull speed is 7.2, so that was a little scary. But still, we made it safely here into the Marina Bahia Golfito, which is very supportive of the In Mocean activities and the recycling workspace in Costa Rica, because they actually provided a free slip for us in the marina, which, for us was really
fantastic.
Big, great help. And you see these guys were also gems. They're helping us with carrying those machines from Maria's sailboat onto that little golf cart.
I think the golf cart was an we
had to load the machines into a lancha, like a little motor boat, with all of this stuff, because we were going to move over to COPROT, and we had to take I think it's 20 minutes lancha ride, I think, over to Puerto Jimenez, to the Osa Peninsula. And there we had to move all of that stuff into a pickup truck and load up with a bit of food as well. And that was another 2.5 hours, I think.
Yeah.
Bumpy roads through the jungle.
More than bumpy. I think it felt like you were mogling heads at times.
And then there was a bit of a tropical downpour as well. So we were a little afraid about the machines, but they all made it safely, luckily. Well, yes, and this is where we got to, a very, very beautiful place, as we said, in the middle of the jungle, just south of Corcovado National Park. And you can see why the turtles might like this beach. It's really very pretty. Long beaches stretching to both sides. But we weren't just greeted by beautiful landscape. We were also greeted by very beautiful people. And here you can see El amor es nuestra gasolina. Love is our gasoline. And I think you can say that is, very true for everybody that comes to COPROT to work there.
Greeted us with beautiful smiles. There they all are.
Yeah, so we were greeted by all these beautiful smiles, happy people. Everybody is very passionate about ocean conservation, turtle conservation, and they're also very excited about plastic recycling, which for us was really very beautiful to see, because we were there, as we had mentioned, to set up a little community recycling workspace with our recycling machines. And as we said, today we have Tanya here from COPROT, from our partner organization. And we're going to do a little interview with her, because we think the work that they do with COPROT is really amazing. And you should hear about it. So we're going to call her back on stage. I lost her. No, there she is. If you have any questions, make sure you put them down in the question section. Oh, and also Tanya has sent us some pictures, so they go along with the story that she's going to tell, but I'm going to take care of the pictures. She's going to do the talking, so excuse us if it's possible. It's possible that maybe we have to find the right ones that she's talking about, but we'll try our best. Hello, Tanya.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Maybe you want to tell us a little bit of about the work that you do with COPROT there in the beautiful Rio Oro, or close to Karate.
Yeah, definitely. So just a little bit about me. I'm originally from England, and I've been here for roughly 2 months. And there's a lot to do here. So originally I came out with the expectation on just working with the turtles and doing the patrols and collecting data. But there's so much more to it than that. There's so many things that you can work on here. If you wanted to get the photos up, I could show you just a couple of the things that we do. Yeah.
Endless. I love all the
Yes.
animals. And I've heard you finally, the turkey ended up moving along, or not the turkey, sorry, the rooster who ended up chasing everybody.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, he definitely did.
I think I lost you now. Oops. Sorry. Having a little trouble here. Oh yeah, that was the rapist rooster.
Yeah.
The pot.
He definitely
Okay.
had some character, that's for
Yeah,
sure.
he did. Okay.
Okay, so just to show you guys some of the things that we do, just in case you don't know already. So mainly we have our turtle conservation project. So our project was established to link sea turtle conservation research with community engagement and sustainable practices. So I've just provided a couple of photos here just to show you what we can see on a regular patrol. So here you've got one of the babies hatching out of the egg.
Oh, you probably wanted to say something about this one too.
I was just going to say, like, normally the turtles that we have here, so the Pacific green and the olive ridley, they nest mostly at night. I mean, you can see them sometimes, rarely nesting through the day. Like the day I saw one at 3 p.m. in the afternoon, just nesting in the middle of the beach. But that is very rare. But this is normally what you'd see at night. And then we'd be working behind her so that she can't hear or see us. But we can collect all the information on her nest as we need. Yeah, and then this is what it looks like when you see them hatching out of the nest, which is amazing. So we're coming into green season right now. So there's a lot of Pacific green little babies running around on the beach, which is always amazing. And they're very fast. So if you've never seen them before, Laura's like to take their time when they're, so the olive ridleys like to take their time when they go out to sea, but greens shoot straight down.
Oh, okay. They're so cute.
And then do they all return to the same beach that they were born at?
So it's thought the majority of them do, but that's why we have the whole tagging system set up, specifically with the greens, because obviously they are classed as endangered now because their population numbers are decreasing. But it's with the tagging and then obviously recording when we see those tags again to say whether they've come back to the same beach and their nesting patterns.
Wow.
That's really beautiful. Do you want me to slip a slide? You have to tell me when to.
Okay, I will do. Yeah, and just here is just to show you some of the things we do. So this is what we do on a typical excavation of the nest. So after an incubation period, which differs for both olive ridleys and Pacific greens, we go back to the nest that we've marked, and then we have to dig up all of the content, and then we just mainly look at the hatching success of the nests, and that's how we get most of our data. Like, there's a lot more to it, but that's basically that scrapes the surface of what we do.
Yeah.
You'd like to go to the next slide?
Yes, of course.
Brilliant. Yeah, and one of the most fun things that we get to do is, while we're excavating the nest, is look for all the little lost soldiers in there. So yeah, basically when we excavate the nest, we just have to search around just to make sure that none of the baby turtles are stuck in the nest. And if they are like this, we normally take them out, wait until they wake up, and then we release them. So we'll release them about 10 meters away from the water, so that they can build up strength as they get towards the water, so that they can swim when they actually get into the ocean.
That is so cute. And when we were there, you guys were patrolling like every morning, very early, and then in the middle of the night. It was like, for us, I think one of the most beautiful things to walk on the beach in pitch black darkness and then find a turtle on on the
Oh, I'm
beach.
always amazed how well your guys, your trained eyes can see the trails in the night.
Oh, yeah. It takes some practice, but we get there. Yeah, but we still do night patrols every night and morning patrols every morning. So we mainly like to focus on the night patrols, just because obviously that's when the mums come up to nest, and that's when we can get a lot of good information on the turtles. But we also follow up with morning patrols, especially when we're doing excavations on the nest and such.
Excavation, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's amazing. I found that how you guys are so trained that you can actually see the tracks at night. I mean, if there's moonshine, that's a little easier. But we went out once with Sergio, and it was pitch dark, and I mean, we could hardly see where we're walking, and he was able to see the tracks in the sand. It was pretty amazing. And that you guys always have to stay up so late and like walk the beaches in the middle of the night. I think the work that you're doing is really amazing with the turtles.
Thank you.
But you're not only doing turtle conservation. I mean, COPROT is a lot more than just that. I think you're doing a lot of other things for the community to make sure that it's like a full package, right?
Yes, yeah. So if you'd like to go on to the next slide, we've got an example for you there. So you can see Carlos in the picture at the moment, and basically we work with the women in the community to help them with their businesses. So it's like homemade products that they take to the market and they sell, because one of the things we want to do is to engage with the community. So what you can see him doing now is just he'll go and he'll give advice and he'll help them out on their business strategies, so that obviously when they go to the market, they have hopefully a better success rate of selling their products. And then obviously if they have any concerns or anything, he's really good with helping them out.
Sweet.
And then if you go to the next slide.
Oh, I know.
So
some
this
of
is
these
them. Yeah. So these are them at the market. One of the things that they help us with is the plastics. And then they also, as you can see, some of the things on the table as well. They make some of their own products, all homemade. And then they'll just go sell them at the market. Feria Verde in Porto Jimenez on Saturdays.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then also while whilst Carlos is in the meeting with the women, we actually have English lessons with the children. This is a lot of fun. We're actually in the process of building a structured curriculum that we can take them through. It's because the kids are there's a wide range of ages for the kids. So we are currently working on a process to be able to teach them at their own level as well.
Oh, cool.
But this is a lot of fun. So we get to do this as well.
That's great. Yeah. And it helps the next generation to have better job opportunities, I suppose.
Yes, yeah.
Is this the school?
Yeah, so at the in that picture, we are all sitting in the school, just in a circle, and we're actually going, I think at that point, we were going through all types of animals, and we were doing the alphabet with them. And as we were sitting around in a circle, everyone had to say what their favorite animal was in English, and then they had to make the noise of the animal. It was a very funny session, but it's lovely to see because they're so engaged.
I'm supposed to break once I'm supposed to swap the slide.
And then this is also something else that we do. So one of the things we do is we're working on sustainable agricultural practices in the area. So for instance, what you can see on the screen right now is La Finca De Doniasara. So this is just down the road from us. And we go and work on their rice fields sometimes. And we just help out because they want to. So because of the financial situation, they find it hard to not rent their land to farmers who use chemicals on their land, and they don't want that. But again, a financial situation means that they are very limited in what they can do. So what we do is we like to bring awareness to the cause that Carlon is trying to do. He's trying to make it more sustainable without the use of the pesticides and the herbicides, just so that his land is more clean. And obviously, as you know, it means that the soil is better protected, and it retains more nutrients. So yes, we go and help him on his rice fields every week, and in return we get a lovely dinner.
I think that's really great.
Yeah, and if you'd like to go to the next slide as well.
Oh, not this one?
Yeah, that's the right one. Yeah, so we don't have a photo of the cabins at the moment, but this is Carlon in the picture on the left. And we're working on the cabinas that he has at the moment, because he wants to open them up for Airbnb. And again, this is working with the community to find sustainable ways to earn an income. And the cabinas are beautiful. So what we do is we go there, and we're currently helping him to renovate the cabinas, and then we'll put his cabinas on Airbnb and work with him, and teach him how to run the Airbnb site so that he can have it up and running himself, and so that he has more of an income to sustain his agricultural practices that he wants to put in place.
Oh, that's really great. Yeah. So to maybe diversify a little bit. And I mean, the area that you're working in is extremely rural or extremely remote, right? I mean, there's not a lot of infrastructure available in the area.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Ooh, I love this one.
Yes, and then this is just some things that we do around the camp that I thought was really interesting, and something we should definitely mention. So basically, we have our own garden on site. So we like to plant our own vegetables, and we're trying to extend this as well. And we've recently had a section that is just for medicinal plants. So one of the things, for instance, that we're growing here is excuse me if I say this wrong, Wanayama, which is which is really good digestion.
That's a word fumbler.
Yeah. So it's really good for digestion, and it's a really good anti-inflammatory. So it's something that we're in the process of expanding as well.
Oh, great. Yeah, I remember that we're eating a lot from your trees and plants around the area. There is a lot, a spinach tree or something that you have as well? Something that's called...
so we have plenty of papaya, coconuts, and then we have a range of herbs that we're growing as well. So yeah, it's lovely.
Very, very healthy diet over there at COPROT. If you want to visit as a volunteer, we can only recommend it. It's a really, really beautiful place to stay.
Yeah. And then the next slide, you'll see another way we get rid of our waste is so we have our own compost. And again, it's perfect, actually. I took that this morning, and as I was taking it, they both picked their heads out. I was like, perfect. But yeah, we have our own compost space. So again, that's really good. So we turn the compost over regularly, and then we use that for our garden so that our soil stays really healthy and we get plenty of healthy vegetables. So
fantastic.
And you also have a couple of animals, if we remember right. I mean, apart from the rooster that we sort of consume.
Yeah, so we have plenty of chickens running around. Unfortunately, we don't have the goat with us anymore, but we have the dogs. They definitely keep us busy, so yeah, it's very active around here.
And good odor as well.
Yes. And then we have plenty of squirrel monkeys jumping around the trees, and yeah, it's very active.
Awesome. I think that you have a really beautiful portfolio going on there at COPROT with all the different activities that you're doing with the community to help, to make everything a better environment and living situation. It's really, really awesome.
Really amazing. Coexisting for sure.
Yeah.
And I think now you added another to all of that work that you're already doing. You added even another part, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit. For now, we're just going to call up real quick Colin again, who is in Panama today. And I just have to quickly check if okay. I'll call him back on stage.
I love those chickens. They're cracking me up.
Yeah. Isn't one called what was his name? The singer. What was it called? The one that has the crooked.
Oh yeah.
Would you be on about Bieber by any chance?
Yeah, Bieber. Yeah, exactly. Justin Bieber. Exactly.
Always singing around the kitchen in the morning. Yeah.
He was a funny guy. And you also have some, whilst Colin is dialing in, you also have these really wonderful little sea creatures that Anna did for us when we were there. What are they called again? Do you know these little things that you can fry? They look like a little crabby thing with a big shell on top. And you sort of eat them in a hole. You fry them and then you eat them in a hole.
Ooh.
Oh, we've not had those yet.
Oh, you should ask for it. They're really good. So when the tide is going out, those are the little guys that do these little bubbly things on the beach, and then you have to like step on them really quickly and dig them out, and then I think you just take the outer shell off, and then you fry them in a hole. They're really crunchy. You eat the whole shell in a hole. Maybe you're vegetarian, then maybe don't do that. they're very very tasty. Okay.
I was going to say I've not seen anyone do that yet.
Well, looks like Colin's internet is a little delayed. We have a couple of questions here. Maybe, look, this one is for you, Tanya. How many people are at COPROT and from where are they from?
Okay. So it changes quite a lot, actually. So we have our research assistants, and we generally do 3 months, but we do have people stay a lot longer. So I think currently we have 12. This is including volunteers. That I think we have 12 on camp at the moment. But we're all from all over the world. So we've got people from Costa Rica here. We've got the UK. We've got people from Croatia. We've got people from the USA. We've also had people from Germany, Argentina.
What's the length of time usually folks stay?
So for the volunteers, they normally do a week. But since I've been here, most of the volunteers that have done a week have definitely normally ended up doing a second week as well. But for the research assistants, it's normally a minimum of 3 months that we stay, and then it just normally we can stay a lot longer if it calls for it. Yeah.
Right.
And there's another one here. So how can we directly help the work you do? Just monetary donations, or can we ship you things you might need, especially in working with the children? I'm a teacher as well, so that is close to my heart. This is Kathy Brewer that was asking this.
Oh, that's wonderful. So actually, we really appreciate that as well. So if you do want to get in contact with us, or you do have anything you want to say at all, you can email us at tortugadiosa@gmail.com. So definitely get in contact with us about that if you'd like to help out. And the donations as well. And also we have a newsletter that we send out regularly with updates of what we're doing on camp. So if you go to our website and you sign up to that, you'll also be able to see how you can help on different projects. But yes, definitely.
We'll put the link in the comments if anybody wants to hit the link. Right, it seems that we have some trouble with Colin. He says he's there, but he's not getting my invitations. maybe similar thing that we've had with Carlos happening. Well, okay, I'm just gonna cancel again.
Is Carl? I see Carlos's name up, or he just isn't able to hear us either.
I guess we could call Carlos on stage. In the meantime, he's on here. His video's out, but we'll just call him because Carlos at the moment is doing a beach cleanup on one of the beautiful beaches in close to COPROT. Which one is he currently on, Tanya?
So they're on Rio Oro at the moment, and we also have some community members with us that are helping out today.
Oh,
so I'm hoping you can.
You might not know he's on.
Carlos, you're live. Can you hear us?
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, internet is a little sketchy, but we can see you.
Wait a second. I go for link.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you
Well, this is
hear me?
a very remote beach in the middle of Costa Rica, so I think for that we have pretty good connection.
We're even able to see anything. That's pretty good. Doing well.
So right now they're on the beach collecting plastic. Tanya, maybe you can say a little bit why it's important for your work for conserving turtles to do this kind of work.
Yeah, definitely. So there's actually a lot to it. Like one of the most important things, and when I first came here, I didn't realize this, but so a really interesting fact is that so we're located just outside of Golfo Dulce, which is a key foraging area for green and hawksbill turtles, which are currently endangered and critically endangered on the IUCN Red List. And one of the things that is really interesting is that turtles and other marine organisms have really strong sensory olfaction. So basically, they rely on their sense of smell to find most of their food. And so we know from research that plastic creates a perfect surface for some of the algae and phytoplankton to stick to. And then you have the small marine animals that like to eat the algae and phytoplankton. And in this case, the algae and phytoplankton release a chemical that draws in the bigger marine life. So, for instance, like the turtles, to come and save them from being eaten. But in the process, because of the large accumulation of plastic, it smells like the perfect foraging area for the turtles. So this leads to the consumption of the plastics. And then obviously this causes, like, as you can imagine, dire digestive issues. Sure. And then you also have nets which cause entanglement and then drowning, because of course sea turtles need to come to the surface to breathe. So you have all of that. So it's damaging, it's harmful for the marine life itself, but at the same time, it's also, when you go out onto the beach, you see so much plastic wash up from everywhere. Like you see, for instance, we saw a bottle from Korea the other day, and obviously it's like polluting the land and where these turtles come up to lay to create their nests. So you have all of these things. It's just, and not only that, but you know, all of the contamination that the plastic can cause itself. And then when you have these marine life eating the plastics, you have biomagnification and bioaccumulation, which means that you're going further up the food chain, which also then becomes harmful for us, especially those who like to eat seafood. So you have so many, it can cause so many problems, which is why it's so important to tackle and why we really appreciate.
Do you know the passcode?
Oh, there we are.
I'm not sure what's happening now. Maybe now the internet we're losing the internet completely.
Maybe jump away your screensaver there. Maybe that'll help.
Now everyone has left us. No, it says they're still on screen. Let's see who we can get back up. Sorry for the little inconvenience.
The day of internet difficulties everywhere, I think.
Just create from that.
Oh, I heard something. I think that are they still on? There. Okay.
Yes,
They're
Colin.
on. Okay. Well, we'll take what we can get.
We got somebody.
Well, sorry guys, we're jumping a little bit due to the internet issues, but maybe Colin, you want to say a little bit who you are, why you're joining us today, and what you just did.
Cool. Yeah. My name's Colin.
Sorry,
I've got the YouTube channel Parlay Revival, and we're planning to sail around the world. We're going to do a circumnavigation. So the ocean and everything in it and around it is extremely important to us. So this morning we just thought we'd contribute a little bit by doing a beach cleanup. We're in Panama in a place called Linton Bay, and just over there's an island called Isla Grande. And every weekend it gets swamped by weekenders, holiday makers, and they leave bottles and all of their trash all over the beach every weekend. And it's just really, really sad to see. And it's there's just no awareness or education about it at all. So it's our favorite beach. It's our closest beach. I got 2 dogs. We take the dogs there every couple of days. And it's a little bit demoralizing. You do a big cleanup and it goes back to the same thing the next week. So it's hard to know what to do about it, but it's got to happen from a government level, I think. And the education has to be there. But it's a little bit frustrating being in Panama, seeing things like that, especially when you're driving down the roads and people are throwing trash out the side of the bus just onto the side of the street.
Yeah.
It's really, really quite bad. But this morning we got 6 bags of rubbish.
Woo!
Yeah.
I've got some pictures here from Colin that I'm going to try and feed you. This is from your cleanup this morning.
Yeah, that was just this morning, just literally a couple of hours ago.
How long did you need to collect this amount of trash? I mean, it looks quite a bit, but I think I assume that unfortunately probably didn't take you very long.
Yeah, no, it only took us about 20 minutes, and we literally ran out of space in the dinghy. So the dinghy was piled up. There were 4 of us. We got Sarah here, who's actually a conservationist on her boat, a couple boats down from us in the shipyard, and then my crew helped out. So it was 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and the dinghy was absolutely full. So that's the extent of it, and that's just our nearest local beach. So it's just happening all around Panama like that, unfortunately.
Yeah, we've seen it a lot on the Pacific side. You're on the Atlantic side right now.
Right? Yeah. We're about 20 miles away from the Panama Canal, which we'll be going through in maybe a month or so, and then we'll be doing the same thing on the Pacific side and up to Costa Rica. So look forward to meeting you ladies, actually.
Yeah, we might. We hope that we're going to meet Colin on the Pacific side in January. When we're going to meet up with another partner project in the Las Perlas Islands, so we can discuss our further cooperation between him and In Mocean. Yeah, and I see here you're taking away all the trash with the dinghy, and now you have the trash in the marina, or where did you bring it to?
Yeah. I'm at the restaurant here at the marina. We're going to put it with all the other trash here at the where the skip is, but unfortunately, it all just gets burnt anyway. So there's no incineration process here. It just gets burnt, probably in Portobello or where down the road somewhere. And it's there's no good solution for it at the moment. Unfortunately, there's zero recycling happening at all.
Sounds like people need some recycling machines.
Exactly. Yeah. It's a really sad situation here, to be honest with you. But we've seen it. We've been to 25, 30 countries on Parlay, and it's a similar story to a lot of these developing countries that we go to, unfortunately.
Yeah, we've also done a couple of beach cleanups, and it's always sad not to be able to do anything with the trash, which is why we had built the recycling machines. And maybe that could be a solution for you. You have a catamaran, right?
Yeah, it's a Lagoon 450. It's hurricane damaged, so it itself was destined for the trash, and we recycled it in a way and reused it, repurposed it to
Awesome.
circumnavigate the world. So I'm just absolutely devoted to taking that thing around the world and just show that it can be
I love
done.
it. You'd
And
be a
raising
set for a nice little workshop.
What's that? Sorry.
I was saying it'd be a perfect setup for a nice little small recycling workshop. You'd be able to go around.
For sure.
Yeah.
And we're always looking for something like this to sink our teeth into, because doing beach cleanups and stuff is nice, but it doesn't raise the awareness to the level that we could.
Yeah.
We've got quite a few followers now that we have the ability to raise awareness. So, I mean, we're filming this right now, and that's going to go in one of our episodes on YouTube just to help raise awareness about it. So,
Awesome.
yeah, it's all for such a great cause.
Yeah, and for those of you who don't know, we're currently running a crowdfunding campaign to outfit 8 sailboats with small scale recycling machines. I put the link down in the comments, and let's see. We're definitely looking for more fleet members in the future, and I think Colin, with your motivation and your drive and passion for cleaning oceans, you sound like a good match.
That's for sure.
Yeah, we've got the space for it. We've got the power, ability for it. So yeah, I think it's a fantastic idea.
Great. Yeah, we'll definitely keep in touch and hope to work with you in the future.
Thank you so much for all that plastic collecting today.
Yeah.
No worries. I wish there was something more we could do with it, but I guess it's just going to get burnt with all the rest of the stuff here.
Yeah, unfortunately.
It's already something. It's already something. Every little bit counts. We mustn't forget that.
Yeah, that's for sure. I agree with you 100%.
Thanks so much, Colin, for your great work. Have a drink for us, and say hello to Panama for us.
Will do. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for joining. Bye.
Bye.
Oh shit. Oh, sorry. Forgot to see if there was any question for Colin. Yeah, here's one. Colin, a boat project like you are in the midst of generates a significant waste stream. What are you doing to ensure the waste is RRR and the rest is probably disposed of? I think Colin has mentioned, just going to say that Colin has mentioned that he's very excited about the recycling machines that we are currently raising money for. And sounds like he would be very interested in getting some machines himself. So maybe that's something in the future that what he could do with his boat trash that's happening. But yeah, sorry, we forgot to look into the questions, and whilst he was still here, maybe he can answer something in the comments section. Alrighty, so let's see if we can get Tanya back on screen, since we've lost her somewhere to the rain. Hopefully not.
Yeah, internet weather moving in.
Oh, I'm sorry, Manuel. Probably, I had told him it's going to take half an hour. We're taking a lot longer. Sorry.
There we go. Am I back?
You're back on. Hello. Yeah, Carlos was on the beach right now as well, I think, but that didn't work out so well. Did you have time to? Oh, you sent me some pictures. I'm seeing.
Yes, I sent some photos.
So then maybe I'm gonna to ask you some more questions that you will take a lot of time to talk about, and then I can try and feed the pictures from my phone into the, into the feed. So when we contacted Laura back then, that was, I think, when was that? In February, I think. She was, what? No, I lost my today our technical skill, or my technical skills are not up to par. Very sorry. Now I completely lost you.
Lost the photo?
No. Okay, back on. So when we called up Laura, I think in February this year, I think it was, more or less, she was telling us that you guys are already doing a lot of beach cleanups. You've told us a little bit about what the reasons are for that, and I think this is your already very impressive collection, right?
Yeah. So this is currently our recycling center that we have at this very moment. And as you can see, everything is segregated so that we can at least try and use as much as we can. But again, this is another really exciting thing that's happening, is that we're trying to expand this. But yeah, this is currently what we have.
And here's some lovely shredder material. So you're sorting all your plastics at the moment?
Yeah, so at the moment we have, like, for instance, what you're seeing here is that we sort out our bottle caps so that we normally like do some art projects with these, and we have a bunch of these around the camp actually, which is really nice. So what we normally do is we like to sort our plastics out into the types that they are, and then we once we've brought them back from the beach, we make sure that they're thoroughly clean. We break them, we cut them up, again, make sure they're completely clean, no labels, and then that way we can use them in the shredder, which you can hopefully see behind me. It's one of your machines.
Oh yeah, you have it there.
Yeah.
Nice. Wait, I'm gonna pop you big for that one. Let's see that baby again.
Let me show you again. So this is the first one that we have, and you can also see some of the products behind it.
Yeah.
Display, and then
the shelf that our friend Tom built.
And then we also have your machine that creates the lovely products. I think you can see that.
Oh yeah.
Extruder.
Extruder.
I remember that
Yes.
when we were at the project, I think that was the only moment when Laura was she was very generous with like not controlling too much of what we were doing and letting us, all the volunteers and us work on the project quite freely. And then there was one moment where I was sending her a picture and mentioning something of cement.
Yeah.
And then she was like, Nika, I think now cement? This is going too far. Like, what are you doing? Like, and I think it was really one of the few moments where she was like, okay, this is enough now. So I need to step in and what exactly are you guys doing? But in the end, I think, I hope it's not in the way where we cemented it with Juan's help. And I think it was Juan and Bonnie that were helping out with putting that table into the floor.
Yeah.
Make it stationary.
So far, they've worked perfectly. They're in a perfect area. So they're actually really nice to use here because we have everything to hand, and like you sort of said before, with your friend creating the shelves, it works really well.
Sweet. And I think this is something that this is something else that you do with the collected trash. Oh, wrong one. Maria.
Yeah. So if you go to the slide before, just the picture before that. That's all right. Yeah, so one of the things we find a lot of on the beach, as you can see right there, is a lot of plastic bottles. So again, we were thinking of a way to actually make a use out of these, just because we collect so many. And like the history, like we said before, like the history is a lot of the times the locals around here don't have anywhere to take their trash, so it is burnt. So we were just trying to come up with ways of creating new things out of it. So if you go to the next slide, please, okay. Thank you. So we've actually started doing eco bricks, and the plan is to start making chairs, shelves. At first, just around the camp to get it working, but also we provide eco bricks because we know that some of the community members would actually like to be able to build some structures out of this as well. So that's also something that we've started doing.
Okay, we have a little bit of a time problem because Manuel has another meeting at 7:30, and I had told him that we're going to be a little quicker than we actually are.
But it's great with the bottles.
Yeah, that's really cool with the bottles.
Yeah, and this was just a highlight as well that this is another thing we consistently find on the beach is a lot of shoes, especially flip-flops. But again, we're just trying to find ways of upcycling these things, and that's one of the challenges that we have ahead of us.
Did you ever get around to the idea that I remember there was in the room like something like making bean bags out of the shredded shoes?
So we haven't started that, but it was one of the ideas that we were told to start creating when we joined. So now that we have more of the collaboration going on, and we've currently just been doing the documents to try and expand these things. But yes, definitely, we will send you a photo when we figure how to do that one.
I'd love to have one for my sailboat. So when I come back in January or February, then I'd love to take one of the bean bags with me on my boat. That'd be awesome. Tanya, how's your time? Because Manuel has an appointment at 7:30. So would you mind if we squeeze him in for about 15 minutes and then get back to you? Or are you in a short time frame?
That's no problem. We just have at 1 o'clock we have something else at 1. So as long as it's before then, we're good.
1 is in 1 hour, I assume, at your time?
Yes, as in 1 hour. Yeah, sorry, time difference.
Okay, yeah, perfect. So if you don't mind, sorry everybody for the confusion, but we're taking a little longer because Tanya had so many awesome things to tell that now we're sort of running short on time with Manuel, who's one of our speakers today as well. So Tanya, sorry for that. Maybe once we have talked to Manuel, we can jump back and then talk a little bit about the recycling workspace at COPROT.
Yep, no problem.
I'm gonna pop you out for a minute so you can relax whilst Manuel is coming on stage. Thanks so much until here so far. We are looking forward to hear back from you in a little bit. Okay, Manuel, where are you? I can't see you. There you are. Sorry everybody for the little chaos. We're a little new to this whole crowdcast thing, so we're still finding our way around the moderation and everything. And here is Manuel for you.
Hello.
Manuel, maybe you want to introduce yourself shortly and say where you are, who you are.
Sure.
What
So
you do.
I'm Manuel again, part of the team of Project Manaya. So we are in fact a small NGO that's based on this sailboat right here. We are right now in Sicily, and well, basically for the last couple of years have been moving around the entire Mediterranean, working on different issues. But one of them in the recent years became more and more plastic, since we encounter it everywhere. It doesn't matter if out in the water or on basically every beach you go to. And while we did a lot of beach cleanups in the past and still are doing them, today we skipped because of, well, bad weather, and also it's already night here, or dark. So not the best timing, but once the storms are over, the beaches will be full with plastic again. So then we'll head back out and collect the next couple 100 kilos probably.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. I mean, amazing that you're collecting them, not that they're there, obviously. Just to get that straight.
The weird thing is there's one small beach right next to the marina where we're spending the winter, and basically every time that we have a couple of days of strong winds, the next day you go there and it's just covered in plastic. It's absolutely insane. But we made friends with a bunch of boaters here, and usually we get 20 people more or less together, and then within 2 hours it's clean again.
Oh wow,
but
that's
also
amazing.
fills up an entire truck.
Woo!
So
yeah, and
luckily the marina is helping us out as well.
I suppose on your end, what's happening with the trash is even a problem as well in the areas that you're on, especially because you're on a sailboat and have limited room as well. We actually have one question from one of our followers here that are of our guests here that wants to ask exactly the question why we invited you here. The question is, you take all the plastic to shred and then make things with it. Is there a thought of collecting PET bottles alone to actually turn it into 3D printer filament? With our machines that we have on our sailboats, not so much, but I think we might have the exact right person here that can answer your question much better than we can.
Yeah. So, and in fact, this is the machine that does the job. So it's also
Fantastic.
one of the things that you can get on the Precious Plastic website, basically, in the bazaar.
Mhm.
And the way it works is you take your plastic bottles, well, ideally you give them a bit of a rinse after you pick them up on the beach, and cut off the bottom because, well, you have to get it on this. And then you have these two sliding or slicer pieces that basically cut it into a fine strip. That goes through a heater block, and if you fire it up,
In action.
you
Wow.
get filament coming out the other side.
Does the speed matter? Or is it just
Sorry, just a bit noisy.
Does your speed matter for that?
Sorry?
Does the speed matter?
It does. So basically, you can adjust the temperature and the speed,
Uh-huh.
and the slower you go, the better it comes out the other side.
Right.
So the guy who makes them says around 10% speed of the motor is the sweet spot, but we've kind of pushed our luck a little bit and went up to 20, 30 at times. And
well.
it still seems to work pretty well.
Still seems to work all right, huh?
I put the link to the
Then-
Precious Plastic Bazaar in the comments in case anybody wants to check it out. There's tons of machines on there for recycling, and also the what's it called? PET bot, I think, is the machine called or something.
Pet bot is what the
Oh,
guys
pet
call
bot.
them. Yeah.
Yeah, pet bot.
So nifty little machine.
Yeah, and how long
Yeah.
does it take for one
And
machine?
once you get the
for
filament
one-
done, basically you
Oh, sorry.
so one bottle takes more or less 15 minutes to turn into filament.
Mhm.
And then the really slow process is this, when you then take the filament and print whatever you want out of it.
Oh my gosh, you have a 3D
right
printer
now it's-
boat.
Yes,
That is
super handy,
so
and
I'm
you can make
jealous.
all the bits and pieces that you need.
Have you
So-
had a moment where you broke something on the boat that was made from plastic, and you actually replaced it with this little nifty machine?
Not yet, but I am making the adapters for like under the sink, where usually at home you would have the siphon and lots of pipe work, and then it goes somewhere. And really on the boat, all you need is from the plumbing of the sink straight to a hose,
Uh-huh.
and you can never buy those things. So now you can just make them.
Oh,
Ah,
that's
pretty handy.
really nifty. And then,
Or
and then
Yep.
so one PET bottle, how many things I guess it depends on the size of the things, but I know you have some things there. So maybe for just to get an idea, like one bottle, how much can you make from one bottle?
So one bottle gives you about 8 meters of filament, which means more or less 2 of these beaners, for example, or
Wow,
2 turtles,
two
or
turtles.
more or less 10 of these buckles.
Oh, those are like buckles for backpacks and stuff.
Yep. So these are basically the ones that you have on every backpack.
Oh,
or
sure, yeah.
You can use them for
That
bed.
is cool.
Oh, you can use them on the boat a lot. You just put the straps through. It'd be great. Yeah.
Yep. You can.
Oh, and Saki says
Also,
that-
right now in the marina, the Christmas decorations are
Ah,
popular.
so cool.
That is cute. Somebody's asking to please see your hose barb. Show the hose barb again.
Hose barb.
Not sure which hose barb.
I
Saki,
don't
which hose barb are you talking about? Maybe he's talking about the thing of the sink that you're talking about, the bottom of the sink. Yeah, the sink part.
Ah,
But I don't think you have
yep,
that. Do you have
Not
that
done
there?
yet. Sorry. I'll send a picture as soon as it's printed.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you can put it on your Instagram, Project Manaya, Saki. You can
Yes.
keep an eye out. Manuel will probably post something about that at some point. So yeah, you the things that you can do with the 3D printer are basically unlimited, right?
Also, today we actually filled our first entire spool. So the whole thing is made from plastic bottles, and the
Wow.
plastic on this is about 60 bottles.
60 bottles. That's fantastic. I mean, that's
Such a
just great.
much
It's
easier to
as
carry.
well.
really difficult to recycle those bottles anywhere. So that's amazing.
That is really amazing. I guess the only downside to this process is that even with our machines, we sometimes have the problem, like with the smaller ones that we're funding for the sailboats, that the big recycling has to take place on land, and we do a smaller scale on the sailboats, and then the 3D printing is great because the variety of the products is so high, but then the amount of plastic that you can recycle is even less than that. So maybe also with you, we should be talking about future recycling fleet upgrades once things get rolling a bit more. I think especially also with your research work that you're doing on your boat.
Amazing.
Yeah, that would be really, really cool. So we really
also
hope in
for the beach cleanups that we do with school groups as well.
Yeah, and I suppose
one
you
of the
do a
most
lot of
common
work with
questions is
schools.
always, okay, now we collected it all.
Yes, to have the follow-up to the beach cleanups. Yes.
Teaching as well.
Exactly.
Great. So you would be up for a floating recycling workshop as well. I mean, you already have one, I guess.
Yeah, you're already there.
Would you have more room for machines? Is the question.
We have the pocket version. Depends on the size of the machines. So if they don't, like, that's really the bottleneck of the big machines from precious plastic as well, because they are huge and they need a lot of power. So all those machines actually can run off the 24-volt system of the boat, which is amazing.
That is really great.
They use very little energy. So with
what's the power consumption of those two machines?
They draw about 7 amps. So a bit more than a fridge. Which is really not bad. So one or two extra solar panels and you're good.
If you look at the extruder, that takes like 1.2 kilowatts. So that's a bit of a you need a bit of solar for that and a bit of battery power. Yeah. So the extruder that we're looking at is about 300 times 300 times 300 and weighs around 15 kilos, I think.
Yeah.
And energy consumption is around 1.2 kilowatts. Yeah, 1.2, 1.3.
Yeah, that's a lot for both.
Yeah, it's the heat coils. It takes a lot.
But maybe you have to find some sponsorship somewhere with a good lithium battery company. And
the nice thing in this one is, and here the heat element is really tiny, so that's easy.
True. Yeah.
Great. So we're looking forward to see some more pictures of your beach cleanup once the bad weather is gone. Does anybody have a question for Manuel about his 3D printing on his boat that we think is super nifty and awesome? Then now's your chance before he has to run off. Maria, do you want to know anything?
Sorry? Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I want to know a ton, but it might take up too much time. Well, maybe. What was your first initiative to get the machine itself? Just due to that you wanted a way to get rid of the plastic, or?
Now every time we collect the trash, everyone is asking, okay, what do we do with it now? And many places you just don't know what's going to happen with the trash, even if you bring it to the bin or recycling center. And for me, plastic is an incredible material. I mean, it's not just trash. It is great stuff, and you can make so many useful things out of it, including entire boats and all sorts of things. So it kind of is a bit painful to see it all going to waste, literally. And I was basically looking for an easy, small-scale version where we can do something, and this PetBot was by far the most reasonable priced one. And plus, I love tinkering with 3D printers, and by now they are super cheap to get. And you can get small ones for a little more than $100.
Yeah, that's true.
And the bigger you go, the more expensive, obviously, but you have a huge variety of things that you can make, and you can get thousands of models ready to go online for free. So there's an incredible amount of useful things you can make out of old bottles.
What is the most thing that you've made from your printer?
Well, we only had the setup now for about a week, and so I really like these ones, the little shark packs.
They're great.
So
And,
Corinna
well,
wanted
we
to
made
know.
these
Oh, sorry.
for our supporters
Oh, yeah.
All little turtles, yeah.
and little containers.
Oh, that is neat. Nice. That's very useful.
Sure is.
New home for the old bottle cap.
And Corinna wanted to know, where did you get the 3D printer from?
We ordered ours off Amazon. Very easy. But many, like Media Market, many electronics shops would have them in store as well. And there's
How much was it?
loads of different options that you can choose from. This one is about 300 euros,
Wow. That's
but that's
really not bad,
medium
yeah.
size.
The price of a machine like that, Paul wanted to know the price, so you had said that $300. Yeah, medium-sized machine. That's great. Can you use any kind of 3D printer with this kind of filament that you're using?
In theory, yes. The important thing is that the printer can do more than 250 degrees. So we are printing with 260, which works really well with all the bottles. And some of the very cheap ones can't handle that temperature. So they max out at 205,
That's
210.
Very good
So
to know.
that's the only thing.
250, above 250. Okay, that's good to know when somebody goes shopping. And then here's another one. Does his 3D printer have a heated base plate or another wax to fix the printing without heat?
So it does have a heated plate, which helps to get the material stuck on the first layers. And with the PET, it doesn't work that easy. So you actually have to heat it up to 80 degrees. If you don't want to heat it up and you want to save on power, which, well, if you're on solar power and not on shore power, will be the case, then you can just put some, like the glue sticks on the base and wash it off afterwards. So then it works without the heating, apparently.
That's great. Awesome. And are the products very solid? Like, for example, you can use PET also in the precious plastic machines, but people say if you do, well, it's a little more fickle, but also the products are very brittle. But I guess when you 3D print, it's a little different.
Heat, I suppose.
So I find them near impossible to break.
Oh,
So
that's
they
good.
bend a little, but as soon as you have a little bit more to them, I mean, this is the same stuff and it's bendy, but not breaking.
Cool. That's really great.
Yeah.
Or even the beaners.
Yeah. Still has some movement.
I think I need more machines.
I know. I'm like,
where am I going to sleep on my boat? I don't know. It's going to be full of okay. Any other questions? I think
we had.
That was very, very great information, Manuel. Anything else that you would like to say about your project or direct anybody anywhere? I put your link to your project on, you put it yourself. Great. In the comments, there's the website from Manuel.
Yeah, but you can also find us on all the suspicious social media channels. So if you look for Project Manaya, you'll find, well, more of these things in the future, I guess, and also more information about all the workshops we are running, school presentations, all that sort of thing.
All righty.
And
well,
for more questions, feel free to reach out.
Yes.
Thank you so much. This was super interesting, Manuel. Thanks for joining. And we'll definitely stay in contact, and we hope to be collaborating more in the future.
Yeah.
And, same as with Colin. We hope to grow our fleet, as you know, and we hope there's possible options to work with each other in the future. Thank you, and have a beautiful weekend.
Thank you. You too.
Bye-bye. Okay, we're going to get Tanya quick back on screen. Maybe we're going to lose her because she's running out of power, she's telling us right now. We're like doing triple tasking here today on different platforms and also WhatsApp next to that. Thanks for everyone for your patience, for things going a little forth and back.
Yeah.
We'll see how much power she's got left. We only really want to ask her 2 or 3 questions about the recycling workspace, and then hopefully she's got enough juice for that. And then we'll also close our little talk soon, because we've already been on for an hour and 20 minutes, I see. Maybe we already lost her. Oh no, she's reconnecting. So I think we somebody was asking if there's any signs on the beach in English and Spanish urging people to take their trash with them. I think in COPROT there is usually not many people except the volunteers or a couple of the locals on the beach. It's not really a touristy area because it's so remote. So I don't remember seeing any signs there. Do you, Maria?
No, I don't. It's rare. I mean, a few places, but it is quite rare in the communities. In Panama, for my travels, I haven't seen anything or anything in Costa Rica. Maybe a few spots, but maybe more near where the touristy areas are.
In the touristy areas, we've seen a little bit, and also especially in the more touristy areas, we've seen more and more signs pop up where it says, bring a bucket of trash or a bag of trash, and you'll get a free cocktail or something like that, which we think is really cool. Yeah,
it's a good initiative. Yeah.
Rica and Maria, other than project awareness, what do you see as your biggest hurdle to overcome?
Oh, that's a tricky one.
Hurdle. Well, there's various hurdles, I think, when you're trying to fight plastic pollution. We're still a very small organization with In Motion. We're just getting started. So I guess, scalability is one of the things. We're very small. We're very local. We do have, and we hope to have an impact on the local level. But I think, scalability, the impact we have on the local area can be very good and has a lot of potential, but we're still small and we're still growing. So that is one of
getting the awareness out there, and the knowing that the accessibility that we can help with. I think that's the trickiest part. A lot of these places don't have, they're not connected to the internet as well. So we hope to come in and then share their stories and help in some way.
Yeah, and also another big hurdle is that we're trying to take care of the plastic number 2s and 5s with our recycling machines, but then there's still a lot of other trash that needs to be removed as well and then transported to other facilities. So the recycling workspaces that we plan to build, we hope that they're able to fund transportation to other facilities as well, and that they're able to create a general infrastructure beyond what is collected from the beaches or brought from the people, like domestic waste, in order to and do a network between different players, bigger industrial recycling places and the small community places that we're creating. So that's a big hurdle that we have to work on, but we're hoping to be able to achieve that. Okay, so I think I'm gonna invite her again real quick.
If it pops up. So one of the questions was, what do we do with the recycled plastic when you have no longer need it, and how and where can the material be disposed of? So it sort of varies within each community, how we can get rid of most of the plastic. We try to use in most anything, as you know, that we can with the machines. And then we also look within the communities of where we can dispose of those plastics in the right manners. And some places, unfortunately, don't have means of getting rid of it. So you do have to go through other directions of getting, sometimes burning, which is none of us like, but it is one way you have to deal with it.
Or was it meaning the recycled plastic as in the already recycled products? Those can be recycled again as well. And when we do sell products or give products away that are made from recycled plastic, we do tell people that, they need to be disposed of properly and can be recycled again. Or also that if you no longer want your product, give it to somebody else as a present and make sure you don't throw it somewhere into nature. Okay, so we've got Tanya back here.
Hello
How much
again.
juice do you have left?
We're pretty low, but I think we'll make the couple of questions.
Awesome. So I think if you could just towards the end now, tell us a little bit, what do you think? You've been having the recycling workspace now since June in COPROT. Yeah, how's it been going? How did people take it in the area? What are the impacts that you think the recycling machines have for the area? Tell us a little bit about that, maybe.
Okay, so as I said before, one of our big aims is to involve the community, and I think especially with having the plastics like the machines, it's working really well, because what we intend to do. So we go and sell the products with the women of the community at the market, as I said before. But now we're in the process of providing a salary for those women, so that they can come in, they work with the plastics, from the recycling center to cutting it up to bringing it to the shredder so it can go through, and then creating the products from it. Because what we've found as well is that the products that they've already made, we are able to sell them at the market, and even better, during the tourist high season, there's actually a local bar called Martinez, and it has vendors in December, and in the past that's worked really well selling the products there. So we'd also use the income from the products to help make this bigger, and again to help with the salary of the community members that work with us.
Right.
That's really great. Yeah, that that those machines are able actually to create new income streams. That is exactly what we had been hoping, and it's great to see that it's taken place. I remember the first sale at Martinez when we had I think the Workspace was just 1 month old or 3 weeks old, and we went there with the first product, and it's a great party spot as well. It's like one of the few bars in the area. You have to it's a 1 hour drive or something in the pickup. And it was a great event, and people were very excited about the products, which was great to see.
Yes.
What are you? I mean, you say that we have talked a little bit about your future plans as well the other day that are similar to a little bit to what I had just said, that we also have as a hurdle. Like, what do you do with the rest of the non-recyclable material? Do you want to tell us a little bit about your future plans in that direction?
Yeah, so obviously we've got the things that we've already spoken about, and trying to use the materials that we collect, because as each one of us has said, it's great collecting the materials from the beach, but it is what to do with it afterwards so that it doesn't end up there again. Because one of the things that I heard you guys talk about is, for instance, on our beaches, because they're so isolated, it's not the fact that people go on there and litter, it's that it washes up from the ocean, and that's one of our biggest problems, because it's so remote. So it's literally just the locals and ourselves that are normally on those beaches. But again, like you said, it's what to do with those materials once they get here. So this is what we've been working towards, because one of our biggest challenges is our location and funding, and so like we have 4 objectives really that we're working towards, and it's that we want to expand our current recycling center to manage a greater capacity of plastic waste. So our center will then serve as a community drop-off location where people can receive some form of incentive to exchange for clean separated plastics. Right. So we have that in the system. We'll also, again, one of the things we're working towards is hiring a local to work on this center, so helping people sort and weigh the materials, because again, we want to see how it's working. So scales is something we definitely want to bring in to see if how much of a difference that we're making, and actually be able to put a value on what we're doing, just so that we can keep a record of it. So we had that as well, and we also want to develop our network of product consumers. So obviously we've got the markets that we sell at, but if we can expand that and again bring in more financial support, we can help the community around us, which would be grand. But well, something we're already doing, but we would like to add more detail to, is host educational workshops for the community members to learn about the turtles and the plastics, because like we said sometimes they don't have a choice and they do end up burning the plastics. But it would be good just to even inform them of what happened, what the consequences are to the environment when this happens.
And do you think it's possible also that people in the future will be dropping off their domestic plastic voluntarily, possibly at COPROT, instead of possibly burning it?
Yes, because this is what that's one thing we're hoping for, is the community stewardship, because the locals here, as you know, having been here, everyone is so lovely, so welcoming, and they do want to work with you, but it's just finding those solutions. And I think once you get it up and running, word of mouth again is a powerful thing around here. So it's providing that incentive to get it going, and then once it's going, to have the community members help you in keeping it going.
Keeping it moving. Sure. Showing the initiative.
Yes, we definitely have a very good memory of all the very beautiful, helpful people from the community and at COPROT. That's something that really stayed within our heart from the time that we spent there. And there was a question that was, other than donating, is there other means of help you need? I think you've said a little bit about that. Do you accept people coming out to volunteer and to help out? What are you have the different programs, maybe you can shortly say.
Oh, yes, definitely. I was going to say, volunteering is one of our big things. We love having people come out here to help us, because not only do we receive a lot of help from you guys, but you get to experience all the things around here. And I think as much as we say something, it doesn't really hit home until you see it. And if you come out here, you're going to have it's going to be just as beneficial for you as it is going to be for us bringing you in and you working with us.
And we can only recommend it, really. It's a beautiful mixture with the turtle work, the community work, the plastic recycling. It's and just also the rhythm that you get getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning, having coffee on the most pristine beaches, except for the plastic, maybe not so pristine, but pristiner every day again, step by step. We can only recommend
every day for sure.
All righty. Well, does anybody have any more questions for Tanya? You've done an amazing job, really, today. Thank you so much for explaining all your beautiful work that you're doing with COPROT. There was many messages, I hope you saw them, of people saying how incredible it is what you're doing there for the animals, for the environment, and for the community.
Yeah, it's everyone here just has a passion, and it makes it so easy to work here, and it makes it so easy to work with the community. And we also are really appreciative for everyone who supports us.
Yeah, we're very proud to have built the first community recycling workspace together with you, with the work that we started with In Motion. So it's it's really we're very grateful that you opened yourselves up to receiving our machines back then in July or in June. And we're losing her. Well, okay. Well, if nobody else has any more questions, then I think we can just say thank you so much to everybody that joined today, and for everybody that was cleaning beaches, and for everybody taking the time for ocean plastic recycling and turtle conservation today.
Yes.
All right.
It's been wonderful. Thank you for having us.
Okay. So everybody have a great weekend. Thanks for watching, and thanks everybody for your input.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Ciao.
Bye.